Ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to explore a concept that lies at the core of personal development, focusing on yourself and understanding the power of self-improvement. The first step in any meaningful transformation is self-awareness. If you don't know who you are, you cannot know where you're going. Start by looking inwards, understanding your strengths and weaknesses, and taking an honest inventory of where you stand in life. This is not about judgment, but about setting a clear picture of where you are so you can chart a path forward. Once you have that clarity, it's time to set personal goals. Goals give us direction. They provide us with something tangible to strive for. Without goals, life becomes a series of aimless movements. But with clear goals, your actions begin to align with your aspirations. And each step you take is a step towards the life you desire. But having goals isn't enough. Accountability is key. You must take full responsibility for your actions and outcomes. It's easy to blame others or external circumstances, but true growth comes when you own your journey. Hold yourself accountable for the progress you make or the lack thereof, and take charge of your future. In addition to this, never stop learning. Personal growth doesn't have an end date. No matter how successful you become, there's always more to learn, new skills to master, and deeper wisdom to gain. Make a commitment to lifelong learning and always push yourself to be better. Now, we must also talk about time management. Time is the one thing you can never get back, so use it wisely. The way you manage your time determines whether you're moving closer to your goals or farther away. Prioritize self-improvement and eliminate distractions that pull you away from your path. A crucial aspect of personal development is cultivating a growth mindset. Understand that challenges are not obstacles, but opportunities. When you face difficulties, don't see them as setbacks. See them as chances to develop resilience, to learn, and to grow stronger. Equally important is the need for healthy habits and self-care. Your physical and mental well-being must be prioritized. If you neglect your health, you're limiting your ability to achieve the success you seek. Eat well, exercise regularly, and make time for rest and relaxation. A healthy body leads to a productive mind. While your personal development is essential, you must also recognize and overcome limiting beliefs. We all have beliefs that hold us back. Fears, doubts, or negative thoughts that tell us we're not capable. Challenge these beliefs, replace them with empowering ones, and watch how they begin to shape your reality. In addition to working on yourself, pay attention to the people you surround yourself with. Positive influences can elevate your mindset, while negative ones can drain your energy. Build relationships with those who inspire you, support your growth, and encourage you to reach higher. Remember to celebrate small wins. Every step forward, no matter how small, is progress. It's easy to get caught up in the bigger picture, but take time to appreciate the journey and recognize the achievements along the way. This will fuel your motivation and keep you going. Focusing on yourself and committing to self-improvement is the most powerful decision you can make. It requires dedication, discipline, and a willingness to grow, but the rewards are immeasurable. You hold the keys to your own success. Unlock your potential and watch as your life transforms in ways you never imagined. Before embarking on any journey of self-improvement, one must first begin with a deep sense of self-awareness. Self-awareness is the foundation upon which all growth is built. Without it, the path ahead can feel aimless and uncertain. It is only by truly understanding who you are, what drives you, and where you currently stand in life that you can make any meaningful progress. Take a moment to reflect on your own life. Are you aware of your strengths and weaknesses? Are you conscious of the patterns in your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors? Many people go through life on autopilot, rarely stopping to ask themselves these vital questions. Without self-awareness, it's easy to fall into the trap of living based on external expectations, societal norms, or even the expectations of others. But true self-improvement begins with knowing yourself. You must be willing to look within, to explore both the light and dark parts of your personality and to accept them without judgment. This process of introspection isn't just about recognizing your flaws or areas where you may have room for growth. It's also about acknowledging your strengths, talents, and the things that make you unique. Self-awareness is about understanding your values, your passions, and your purpose. It's about knowing what motivates you and what holds you back. It's about learning your deepest desires and acknowledging the fears that might be preventing you from pursuing them. When you gain this level of clarity about who you are, you become empowered to take the necessary steps to create the life you truly desire. Understanding yourself allows you to set goals that are aligned with your authentic desires. This is where the journey of self-improvement takes a more focused direction. Many people set goals based on external pressures or the perceived expectations of society, like getting a high-paid job, owning a large house, or achieving a certain status. However, these goals may not resonate with your true self. They might not align with what truly matters to you. When you set goals based on what truly matters to you, your actions become much more intentional. Instead of working toward goals that you've inherited from others or that feel imposed upon you, you begin working toward a vision of life that reflects your authentic desires. These goals become your guiding light, providing you with the motivation to continue pushing forward even in the face of challenges. But having clear, authentic goals is only the first step in the process. The next crucial element in self-improvement is accountability. It's not enough to simply set goals. You must hold yourself accountable for making progress toward them. This is where many people fall short. It's easy to dream, to make plans, and to envision a better future. However, unless you take ownership of your progress and results, those dreams may remain just that, dreams. Accountability means taking responsibility for your actions, decisions, and outcomes. It's about owning your mistakes and learning from them, rather than making excuses or blaming external circumstances. It means being honest with yourself about your progress, even when things aren't going as planned. It requires discipline and the willingness to continue working, even when things become difficult or uncomfortable. Accountability also extends to how you track your progress. It's essential to monitor your journey regularly so you can see how far you've come and where adjustments need to be made. This is an important aspect of self-improvement as it helps you stay on track and remain motivated. Without accountability, it's easy to lose focus and let distractions or setbacks derail your efforts. By holding yourself accountable, you ensure that you are constantly moving toward your goals, no matter what obstacles may arise. Another crucial factor in self-improvement is the commitment to continuous learning. Growth is not a destination, but a lifelong journey. No matter how successful or knowledgeable you become, there's always more to learn. The world is constantly changing, and new opportunities for learning and growth present themselves every day. Those who stop learning, who rest on their laurels and assume they know everything, will find themselves stagnating. Growth comes from seeking new knowledge, trying new things, and embracing new challenges. It's important to understand that learning doesn't always come in formal education settings. While academic learning can certainly play a role, personal growth often comes from real-world experiences. The mistakes you make, the relationships you form, and the challenges you face all contribute to your growth. Each of these experiences offers valuable lessons that shape who you become. By embracing this mindset of continuous learning, you open yourself up to a world of opportunities, growth, and development that would otherwise remain closed to you. Even as you continue to grow, you must be mindful of how you use your time. Time is one of the most valuable resources we have, and how we manage it plays a significant role in our personal development. We live in a world full of distractions. It's easy to get caught up in the demands of daily life, work, social obligations, entertainment, and so on. But if you're truly serious about self-improvement, you must learn to prioritize your time and eliminate distractions that don't serve your goals. Time management is not just about being busy, it's about being productive. It's about allocating your time in a way that supports your personal growth. This might mean dedicating specific hours each day to learning something new, exercising, or working on projects that align with your goals. It might mean saying no to activities or people that drain your energy or take you away from your path. When you manage your time wisely, you create space for growth, progress, and achievement. A critical part of this process is the development of a growth mindset. A growth mindset is the belief that your abilities and intelligence are not fixed traits, but can be developed through hard work, dedication, and perseverance. Those with a growth mindset see challenges not as roadblocks, but as opportunities to learn and grow. They understand that failure is not a reflection of their worth, but a necessary part of the learning process. By developing a growth mindset, you can overcome the obstacles that life inevitably throws your way. Instead of viewing failure as something to be feared, you begin to see it as a valuable teacher. Every setback becomes a stepping stone on your journey to success. When you adopt a growth mindset, you no longer fear challenges. Instead, you welcome them as opportunities to improve, learn, and become better. Self-improvement is not just about working harder. It's also about taking care of your mind and body. Self-care plays a critical role in your ability to improve and grow. If you neglect your health, mentally, physically, or emotionally, you limit your potential. Taking care of yourself means making time for rest, exercising regularly, eating nutritious food, and nurturing your mental well-being. When you are healthy and well-rested, you are better equipped to handle challenges, pursue your goals, and continue moving forward on your path of self-improvement. The process of self-improvement is not always easy, but it is always worth it. It requires dedication, commitment, and a willingness to embrace change, but the rewards are immeasurable. When you focus on yourself, when you commit to personal growth, you unlock your full potential. You become the best version of yourself, capable of achieving great things and making a positive impact on the world around you. The power of self-improvement lies within you, and it's up to you to tap into it and create the life you deserve. When embarking on the journey of self-improvement, one of the most crucial steps is setting personal goals. Goals are the compass that directs our actions and helps us chart a course toward a more meaningful and fulfilled life. Without goals, we may find ourselves wandering aimlessly, unsure of our direction or purpose. The process of setting goals is not just about thinking of things we would like to achieve. It's about understanding our deeper desires, values, and aspirations, and aligning our actions with those inner truths. This alignment is the key to unlocking the power of self-improvement. Setting personal goals involves much more than creating a list of things you want to accomplish. It requires self-reflection and clarity about what truly matters to you. Many people set goals based on external expectations, societal norms, or the influence of others. For example, someone might pursue a career in finance because it's seen as prestigious or financially rewarding, without taking into consideration whether it aligns with their true passions. While these types of goals may lead to external success, they may not bring fulfillment or joy. To set meaningful goals, it's important to dive deep into your heart and soul, asking yourself what makes you feel alive, what excites you, and what gives your life a sense of purpose. When you set goals that are aligned with your authentic self, your journey becomes purposeful and driven by passion. You begin to see your daily actions as part of a larger picture. Every effort you put forth takes you one step closer to your deeper vision. For example, if you are passionate about helping others, your goal might be to become a social worker or start a nonprofit organization. If you're someone who values creativity, you might set a goal to pursue a career in art or design. These goals become more than just tasks to complete. They become a reflection of who you are at your core. Once you've set goals that resonate with your authentic desires, it's important to make them specific and actionable. Vague goals like become a better person or be successful are difficult to measure and work toward. Instead, break your larger goals into smaller, actionable steps. If your goal is to become a better person, for instance, you might set specific goals such as practice gratitude daily or commit to reading one book per month on personal growth. These smaller goals give you concrete actions to focus on, making the process of self-improvement more manageable and achievable. The key to successful goal setting lies in creating goals that are both inspiring and achievable. It's easy to get caught up in setting lofty goals that seem unattainable, especially if we're motivated by external measures of success, such as wealth or fame. While it's important to aim high, it's also essential to be realistic about what can be accomplished within a given time frame. Setting unattainably high goals can lead to frustration and burnout, while setting achievable goals allows for a sense of accomplishment and momentum. Achieving these smaller goals will gradually build your confidence, making it easier to tackle bigger challenges in the future. Goal setting is not just about what you want to achieve in the future, but also about developing the mindset and habits necessary to achieve those goals. Success is not only defined by the outcome of your goals, but also by the process you go through to reach them. A large part of that process involves consistency, showing up every day and committing to taking the small steps necessary to move forward. Consistency is the bridge between intention and achievement. Without it, even the most well-intentioned goals can fall by the wayside. It's essential to recognize that achieving goals takes time, effort, and patience. Progress may not always be linear, and there may be setbacks along the way. However, these setbacks are not failures, but opportunities for growth. They are opportunities to learn, adapt, and improve your approach. It's during these times of challenge that your character is truly tested. If you can persevere through difficult moments and maintain your focus on the end result, you will come out stronger and more resilient. The path toward your goals is not always smooth, but it is in overcoming obstacles that we find our true potential. As you move forward in your journey of self-improvement, it's also important to regularly evaluate and adjust your goals. Life is dynamic, and circumstances can change. Your priorities, interests, and values may evolve over time. Periodically reviewing your goals ensures that they still align with who you are and what you want to achieve. It's a way to ensure that your journey remains true to your purpose and that you're not simply pursuing goals out of habit or because you feel obligated to do so. Another vital aspect of setting goals is the power of visualization. When you visualize your goals, you create a mental image of your success. This mental picture not only inspires you, but also programs your mind to take the necessary actions to make it a reality. Visualization activates the subconscious mind and influences the decisions you make, guiding you toward the actions that align with your goals. The more vividly and regularly you visualize your success, the more likely you are to manifest it. This practice is not a form of wishful thinking, but rather a way to program your mind to believe that your goals are possible and within reach. It's also important to recognize that goals are not static. They are living, breathing entities that can evolve and shift as you progress along your journey. When you begin to take action toward your goals, you may find that your initial vision expands or changes in ways you hadn't anticipated. This is perfectly normal and, in fact, part of the beauty of the goal-setting process. The pursuit of goals is not just about achieving a specific outcome, but also about discovering new possibilities and growing in ways you never imagined. Don't be afraid to adjust your goals as needed, and don't be discouraged if your path changes along the way. It's all part of the process of self-discovery and growth. Furthermore, achieving your goals isn't just about individual success. It also impacts those around you. As you work toward becoming the best version of yourself, you inspire others to do the same. Your commitment to self-improvement can serve as a powerful example to those in your life, whether it's your family, friends, or colleagues. By focusing on your personal development, you create a ripple effect that encourages others to set their own goals and pursue their passions. Lastly, remember that the journey of self-improvement is not a solitary one. While your goals are personal and your path is uniquely yours, it's important to recognize the value of support and collaboration. Surround yourself with individuals who encourage your growth, who challenge you to become better, and who celebrate your achievements with you. The road to self-improvement is much easier to navigate when you have a strong support system behind you, offering guidance, encouragement, and accountability. In conclusion, the act of setting personal goals is one of the most powerful tools in the process of self-improvement. It helps you to focus your efforts, stay motivated, and take action toward creating the life you want. However, setting goals is not just about achieving external success. It's about aligning your actions with your deepest desires, values, and purpose. By setting clear, actionable, and meaningful goals, you unlock the potential within yourself to create lasting change and to live a life of fulfillment and achievement. The journey of self-improvement is ongoing, but with the right goals in place, you are well on your way to becoming the person you are meant to be. As you delve deeper into the pursuit of self-improvement, one of the most transformative principles you will encounter is accountability. It is one thing to set goals and make plans, but it is an entirely different thing to take ownership of your actions and outcomes. Accountability is the cornerstone that helps turn intentions into reality, ensuring that you not only stay committed to your personal growth, but that you also hold yourself responsible for the progress you make. Without accountability, even the best laid plans can easily be derailed by distractions, procrastination, or a lack of focus. When you take full responsibility for your journey, however, you unlock a powerful force that propels you forward, even in the face of challenges. The first step toward accountability is acknowledging that you are the driver of your own destiny. You are responsible for your decisions, actions, and reactions. This means no longer placing blame on external factors, whether it's your upbringing, your environment, or the people around you. While these elements may influence your life, they do not have to define it. Accountability requires that you stop giving away your power and instead take full ownership of your choices. You must take responsibility for your behavior, your mindset, and your path to success. It can be difficult to admit that you are in control, especially when things don't go as planned. But this awareness is liberating. It gives you the strength to take charge of your life and move forward with purpose. A critical aspect of accountability is being honest with yourself. This means being willing to confront the hard truths about where you currently stand and how far you've come toward your goals. If you've been slacking off or making excuses, accountability requires you to acknowledge that and take corrective action. It's easy to deceive ourselves, telling ourselves that we'll start tomorrow or that we deserve a break. But if you are serious about self-improvement, you must have the courage to face your shortcomings and take steps to rectify them. Accountability isn't about beating yourself up over mistakes. It's about being realistic, taking ownership, and continuously striving to improve. Part of holding yourself accountable is setting clear, measurable goals and tracking your progress. This helps you stay on track and ensures that you are making real progress toward the changes you want to see in your life. It's easy to say you want to get in shape, for example, but unless you set specific goals like exercise for 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week, it becomes difficult to measure success. Tracking your progress allows you to celebrate small victories along the way and provides a sense of accomplishment which fuels your motivation to keep going. It also helps you identify areas where you might be falling short, so you can make adjustments before the gap between intention and action grows too wide. It's also important to recognize that accountability doesn't always come from within. While self-accountability is essential, having external accountability partners can be equally powerful. These are individuals who will hold you responsible for your actions and encourage you to stay committed to your goals. Whether it's a mentor, a friend, a coach, or a support group, having someone to check in with regularly can keep you motivated and provide valuable feedback. These external sources of accountability offer a level of support that helps you stay focused and prevents you from slipping into complacency. They can also offer guidance when you encounter obstacles, reminding you of your potential and helping you get back on track when you feel lost or discouraged. Having someone to report to creates a sense of obligation that often sparks a deeper commitment to your goals. When you know that someone is waiting for an update on your progress, it forces you to take action, even when motivation wanes. This external pressure can be just the nudge you need to take the next step, even when the going gets tough. The key, however, is to choose your accountability partners wisely. Surround yourself with people who genuinely want to see you succeed and who will challenge you to reach your fullest potential. A true accountability partner won't just cheer you on. They will also push you to keep going when things get difficult, reminding you of the importance of staying committed. But accountability isn't just about pushing yourself or having others push you. It's also about recognizing when you need help. Completely when you don't live a life that you don't. Accountability isn't just about pushing yourself or outside assistance. Whether it's a new skill you need to learn, a roadblock that you can't seem to overcome, or even an epiphany that doesn't seem to be appropriate. Accountability involves being humble enough to ask for help when needed and seeking out the resources that can support you. This might mean hiring a coach, enrolling in a course, or even seeking out a therapist to help with mental and emotional growth. Asking for help is not a sign of weakness. It is a powerful step toward growth as it demonstrates a willingness to learn and adapt. Equally important is the ability to forgive yourself when you fall short. Accountability is not about perfection. It's about progress. There will be times when you miss the mark or fail to live up to your own expectations. These moments should not be viewed as failures, but as opportunities for growth. It's essential to learn from these setbacks, understand what went wrong, and make adjustments moving forward. Be kind to yourself when things don't go as planned. Self-compassion is a vital part of the self-improvement process, as it allows you to recover from mistakes quickly and return to your goals with renewed energy and perspective. Rather than dwell on guilt or disappointment, embrace these setbacks as lessons that can propel you forward. In addition to tracking progress and learning from mistakes, accountability also requires consistency. Consistency is the key that turns small, everyday actions into long-term success. It's easy to be motivated when you're first starting out, but as time goes on, the initial excitement tends to fade. Accountability helps you maintain that consistency even when your enthusiasm wanes. It's not about doing everything perfectly every day, but about showing up and putting in the work day after day. And even when progress feels slow, consistency ensures that you are always moving forward, even if only by small increments. Over time, these small steps add up to significant growth and achievement. Another critical aspect of accountability is the ability to celebrate milestones. It's easy to overlook small victories when you're focused on the bigger picture, but acknowledging and celebrating your progress helps reinforce positive behavior and keeps you motivated. Whether it's taking a moment to reflect on how far you've come or treating yourself to something special when you achieve a goal, these celebrations remind you that your hard work is paying off. They provide a sense of reward that encourages you to keep pushing forward, knowing that success is within reach. Ultimately, accountability is a commitment to being your own advocate. It requires you to be proactive about your growth, take full ownership of your actions, and seek out the support you need to stay on course. Accountability is the force that ensures you don't stray from your path when challenges arise, that you keep moving forward even when the going gets tough, and that you continue to grow, evolve, and improve with every step. It is through accountability that you realize your true potential and make your dreams a reality. When you embrace this principle wholeheartedly, you give yourself the power to create lasting change and become the best version of yourself. One of the most profound aspects of self-improvement is learning how to cultivate a positive mindset. A positive mindset doesn't mean ignoring life's challenges or pretending that everything is perfect. It means developing the ability to see opportunities and growth in the face of adversity. The power of a positive mindset lies in its ability to influence your thoughts, emotions, and actions in ways that foster personal growth and achievement. It enables you to shift your perspective from a limited, problem-focused view to one that is open, expansive, and solution-oriented. The more you nurture a positive mindset, the more likely you are to overcome obstacles and move closer to your goals. At the core of a positive mindset is the belief that you have the power to shape your own reality. It's about acknowledging that while you can't always control your circumstances, you can control how you respond to them. When you approach challenges with a positive attitude, you empower yourself to take proactive steps rather than being paralyzed by fear, doubt, or frustration. A positive mindset encourages resilience and adaptability, both of which are essential when pursuing any form of self-improvement. It's easy to fall into the trap of negative thinking, especially when faced with difficulties. Life has a way of throwing curveballs that can easily make you feel defeated or helpless. You may find yourself thinking things like, "I'm not good enough," "this is too hard," or "I'll never be able to do this." These thoughts can create a cycle of self-doubt and insecurity, which prevents you from moving forward. However, a positive mindset allows you to challenge these negative thoughts and replace them with empowering beliefs. Instead of thinking, "I'm not good enough," a person with a positive mindset might think, "I'm capable of learning and growing," or "every step I take brings me closer to my goal." The key to developing a positive mindset is to practice self-awareness. Being aware of your thoughts and recognizing when they are negative or limiting is the first step toward changing them. Once you become aware of negative thinking patterns, you can begin to replace them with more constructive and supportive thoughts. This process takes time and consistent effort, but with practice, you can train your mind to focus on possibilities rather than problems. It's about shifting your mental framework from one that is rooted in fear and scarcity to one that is grounded in hope, abundance, and opportunity. Another powerful aspect of a positive mindset is the ability to embrace failure as a learning experience. Many people view failure as a sign of incompetence or inadequacy, but those with a positive mindset see failure as a necessary part of growth. Every failure provides valuable lessons that can help you improve and move closer to your goals. Instead of being discouraged by setbacks, you can choose to view them as stepping stones on the path to success. When you change your perception of failure, it no longer has the power to hold you back. Instead, you develop a sense of resilience and perseverance that allows you to keep going even when things don't go as planned. A positive mindset also encourages gratitude, which is one of the most transformative practices for personal growth. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you lack to what you have. When you focus on the blessings in your life, you begin to see the abundance around you rather than the scarcity. Gratitude helps you appreciate the small victories, the people who support you, and the opportunities that come your way. It also helps you maintain perspective during difficult times, reminding you that even in the face of challenges, there is always something to be grateful for. Practicing gratitude daily, whether through journaling or simply taking a moment to reflect on the good in your life, can have a profound impact on your overall mindset. In addition to gratitude, another powerful tool for cultivating a positive mindset is affirmations. Affirmations are positive statements that you repeat to yourself regularly to reinforce empowering beliefs and attitudes. For example, affirmations like, "I am worthy of success," "I am capable of achieving my goals," or "I trust in my ability to overcome challenges," can help reprogram your subconscious mind. By repeating these affirmations daily, you begin to shift your self-position and your beliefs about what is possible for you. Over time, these positive statements replace the negative self-talk that may have previously held you back. Affirmations help you internalize a sense of self-worth, confidence, and optimism, which are essential for navigating the ups and downs of the self-improvement journey. Visualization is another powerful practice for fostering a positive mindset. Visualization involves mentally picturing yourself achieving your goals, experiencing success, and living the life you desire. This practice activates the subconscious mind and strengthens your belief in the possibility of your goals. When you visualize yourself succeeding, you not only feel more confident and motivated, but you also begin to take actions that align with that vision. The more vividly you can imagine your success, the more real it becomes to your mind, and the more likely you are to take the necessary steps to make it a reality. Developing a positive mindset also involves surrounding yourself with positivity. The people you spend time with, the media you consume, and the environment you create for yourself all have an impact on your mindset. If you surround yourself with negative people who constantly complain or criticize, it can be difficult to maintain a positive outlook. On the other hand, when you surround yourself with supportive, encouraging individuals who inspire you to grow, your mindset naturally shifts toward the positive. Likewise, consuming uplifting content, whether books, podcasts, or videos, can help reinforce a positive mindset and provide the motivation you need to stay focused on your goals. While it's essential to cultivate a positive mindset, it's also important to acknowledge and accept your emotions. Positive thinking doesn't mean suppressing negative emotions or pretending that everything is okay when it's not. It's natural to experience sadness, frustration, or disappointment, especially when pursuing challenging goals. The key is to allow yourself to feel those emotions without letting them dictate your actions or define your reality. By acknowledging your emotions, you can process them in a healthy way and then refocus your energy on moving forward. Embracing both the positive and negative aspects of your emotional experience allows you to maintain balance and resilience on your journey of self-improvement. Cultivating a positive mindset is one of the most powerful tools for personal growth and success. It enables you to approach challenges with confidence, resilience, and an open mind, while also fostering an attitude of gratitude, optimism, and possibility. A positive mindset doesn't mean ignoring life's difficulties. It means choosing to see the lessons, opportunities, and growth that lie within each challenge. By practicing self-awareness, gratitude, affirmations, and visualization, you can reprogram your mind to focus on what is possible rather than what is holding you back. Developing a positive mindset is a journey, but with consistent effort and practice, it can become a way of life that helps you unlock your fullest potential and create the life you've always desired. One of the most powerful components of self-improvement is the practice of consistency. Consistency is the bridge between your aspirations and your accomplishments, and it is the foundation upon which all successful personal growth is built. The ability to show up every day, regardless of circumstances, is what separates those who achieve their goals from those who do not. It's easy to be motivated when the idea of self-improvement is fresh, but sustaining that energy over the long term is where consistency comes into play. Without it, even the most ambitious dreams remain just that, dreams. However, with consistent effort, incremental progress becomes inevitable, and over time, what once seemed impossible becomes within reach. Consistency means committing to your goals day in and day out, regardless of the challenges that arise. It's about making progress, no matter how small, every single day. This principle applies across every area of life, from fitness and health to career advancement and personal development. Many people make the mistake of thinking that change needs to happen quickly for it to be valuable. But real growth often happens slowly, in small, deliberate steps. Each day that you stay focused and take action, no matter how small, brings you closer to your desired outcome. The truth is that success isn't the result of one grand effort, but the culmination of hundreds or thousands of small, consistent actions. The power of consistency is especially noticeable when it comes to habits. Habits are the behaviors that we repeat regularly, often without even thinking about them. Whether positive or negative, these habits shape our lives in profound ways. A positive habit, such as exercising every morning, studying for 30 minutes every evening, or practicing gratitude each day, compounds over time and leads to significant improvement. On the other hand, negative habits, such as procrastinating, indulging in unhealthy eating habits, or engaging in self-doubt, can also accumulate and hold us back. The key to building consistency is first establishing good habits and then reinforcing them day after day. The more consistent you are with positive habits, the more they become ingrained in your life, and the easier it becomes to maintain them. Building consistency can be difficult at first, especially if you're trying to break old habits or create new ones. However, the process becomes easier when you focus on the long-term benefits rather than short-term gratification. It's tempting to give up when you don't see immediate results, but the real impact of consistency often takes time to manifest. Just as a plant doesn't grow overnight, the results of consistent effort aren't always visible at first. But if you keep watering the plant, nurturing it, and giving it the necessary resources, it will eventually bloom. The same principle applies to your personal development. It's the small, consistent actions that eventually lead to significant transformation. One of the main reasons people struggle with consistency is because they expect instant results. In today's fast-paced world, we're often conditioned to expect quick fixes and immediate rewards. However, true success is rarely immediate. Instead of getting discouraged by the slow pace of progress, it's important to embrace the idea that every day of consistent effort brings you closer to your goal. When you focus on the process rather than the outcome, you become less concerned with when results will appear and more focused on the quality of the actions you're taking. Over time, these small efforts build momentum, and momentum is a powerful force in personal development. Another critical aspect of consistency is the ability to push through difficulties and obstacles. Life is full of setbacks, distractions, and challenges, but consistency means that you continue to take action even when things are tough. It's easy to be motivated when everything is going well, but true strength comes from maintaining that drive when life gets difficult. Consistency is not about never facing challenges. It's about staying the course despite them. This perseverance is what leads to real growth. The people who are truly successful aren't necessarily the ones who never fail. They are the ones who keep going even when they do. One key to maintaining consistency is setting realistic and manageable goals. When goals are too large or overwhelming, it becomes easy to get discouraged and lose momentum. However, when you break those goals down into smaller, more achievable tasks, they become less daunting and more attainable. Consistency thrives on small wins. Every time you check off a task or achieve a mini goal, you reinforce the habit of consistency. Over time, these small wins accumulate and you start to see progress toward the larger goal. It's important to celebrate these wins along the way because they help build your confidence and motivate you to keep moving forward. Consistency is about being disciplined and staying committed to your routines, even when you don't feel like it. Motivation can fluctuate, and there will be days when you don't feel inspired or energized to take action. On those days, discipline becomes the key to keeping you on track. Discipline allows you to push through moments of resistance and continue working toward your goals, even when your emotions or circumstances suggest otherwise. By creating a structured routine and sticking to it, you develop the self-discipline needed to overcome obstacles and stay consistent no matter how you're feeling. One of the most powerful tools for maintaining consistency is accountability. When you have someone to check in with, whether it's a mentor, a coach, or even a friend, you are more likely to stay consistent with your efforts. Accountability creates a sense of responsibility and motivation to keep going, especially on days when you're feeling unmotivated or doubtful. Having someone to report your progress to can provide the extra push needed to stay committed to your goals. Furthermore, accountability partners can offer feedback, encouragement, and constructive criticism, helping you refine your approach and stay on course. Another important aspect of consistency is learning to embrace setbacks and failures. Everyone experiences obstacles along their journey, and setbacks are inevitable. However, consistency doesn't mean avoiding failure. It means continuing to take action despite failure. When you encounter setbacks, view them as opportunities for growth rather than signs of defeat. Failure is an inevitable part of the learning process, and each mistake provides valuable insights that can help you improve. Those who are consistent are not immune to failure, but they view it as a necessary part of their journey. The key is to use setbacks as stepping stones to greater success rather than allowing them to derail your progress. Furthermore, consistency requires patience. In a world that often values instant results, it's easy to become frustrated when things don't happen quickly. However, building lasting change takes time, and it's important to trust the process. By focusing on making incremental improvements each day, you are laying the foundation for long-term success. Patience allows you to keep moving forward even when the results aren't immediately visible. Over time, your consistent actions will compound, and you will begin to see the fruits of your labor. In conclusion, consistency is the key to unlocking your full potential. It is the driving force behind personal development and achievement. By showing up every day, staying disciplined, and pushing through obstacles, you can make meaningful progress toward your goals. Consistency doesn't require perfection. It just requires effort, focus, and the willingness to keep going even when the path is difficult. By embracing consistency, you transform your small, daily actions into significant, lasting change and ultimately create the success you've been working toward. In the journey of self-improvement, one of the most essential and transformative concepts is the importance of setting goals. Without clear goals, it becomes difficult to measure progress, stay motivated, or even understand what you're truly working toward. Goals give us direction, purpose, and a sense of achievement as we make progress toward them. They act as a roadmap, guiding us through the ups and downs of life, providing clarity amidst uncertainty, and helping us maintain focus in a world full of distractions. Setting meaningful goals is not just about achieving a desired outcome, it's about creating a framework for growth, developing new skills, and pushing ourselves beyond our comfort zones. The first step in setting meaningful goals is to understand why they are important to you. It's not enough to simply set goals for the sake of it. They must align with your values, passions, and long-term vision for your life. When your goals are connected to something deeper, something that resonates with your sense of purpose, they become more motivating and meaningful. This connection is essential because it ensures that you are not chasing after goals that are imposed upon you by external forces, such as societal expectations or the opinions of others. Instead, you are pursuing goals that reflect your authentic self and your true desires. Once you have a clear understanding of what you want to achieve, it's important to make those goals specific and measurable. A common mistake people make when setting goals is keeping them vague, such as, I want to be successful, or I want to be healthier. While these goals are well-intentioned, they lack the clarity needed to guide your actions. Specific goals, on the other hand, provide a clear target to aim for. For example, instead of saying, I want to be successful, you could say, I want to increase my income by 20% within the next year. Or, I want to start my own business by the end of this year. These goals are specific, measurable, and time-bound, which makes it easier to track progress and stay motivated. When you know exactly what you want to achieve, it becomes easier to break that goal down into smaller, more manageable steps. Breaking your goals down into smaller tasks is a key strategy for making large, overwhelming goals more achievable. Large goals can seem daunting at first glance, but when you break them down into smaller, bite-sized actions, they become much more manageable. This is where the concept of micro goals comes into play. Micro goals are small, specific actions that move you closer to your larger goal. For example, if your goal is to lose 20 pounds, a micro goal might be to exercise for 30 minutes each day or to prepare healthy meals for the week. These small actions are much easier to accomplish and help build momentum toward your larger goal. The key is to stay consistent with these small steps as they accumulate over time and ultimately lead to big results. Another crucial aspect of goal setting is ensuring that your goals are realistic and attainable. While it's important to aim high and push yourself outside your comfort zone, setting goals that are too far out of reach can lead to frustration and disappointment. It's essential to strike a balance between challenging yourself and being realistic about what can be achieved within a given time frame. This doesn't mean you should settle for mediocrity, but rather that you should set goals that are ambitious yet attainable with the right amount of effort, resources, and time. When goals are realistic, you are more likely to stay motivated and make steady progress rather than feeling overwhelmed by the magnitude of the task at hand. Accountability is another powerful element in the goal-setting process. It's easy to let goals slip when you don't have anyone holding you accountable. Having someone to check in with or share your progress with can provide a sense of responsibility and help keep you on track. This could be a friend, family member, coach, or mentor who can offer encouragement, advice, and constructive feedback. Accountability partners can help you stay focused on your goals, especially during times when you feel discouraged or tempted to give up. Additionally, sharing your goals with others creates a sense of commitment, as you feel a sense of obligation to follow through on what you've promised to achieve. The process of setting goals also involves setting realistic deadlines. A goal without a deadline is just a wish. Deadlines create a sense of urgency and help you prioritize your actions. They also provide a clear time frame for when you should have accomplished your goal, which keeps you focused and motivated. Setting deadlines helps prevent procrastination and encourages you to take consistent action toward your goals. It's important, however, to be flexible with your deadlines if unexpected challenges arise. Life is unpredictable, and sometimes circumstances change. It's okay to adjust your timeline, but always keep your ultimate goal in mind and continue making progress toward it. When it comes to achieving your goals, persistence is essential. There will be obstacles, setbacks, and challenges along the way, and it's during these times that many people falter. However, persistence is the key to success. No one achieves greatness without facing adversity. And it's those who are willing to keep going despite challenges who ultimately succeed. Persistence involves not giving up when things get tough, not allowing failure to define you, and continuing to move forward even when you don't see immediate results. Every small step forward is progress, and over time, persistence will lead to significant accomplishments. It's also important to periodically review your goals and assess your progress. Regularly checking in with yourself allows you to make adjustments and ensure that you are on track to achieve your desired outcomes. It's easy to get caught up in the daily grind and forget why you set certain goals in the first place. By taking the time to reflect on your progress, you can stay motivated and remind yourself of the bigger picture. This reflection also gives you the opportunity to celebrate your successes, no matter how small they may seem. Acknowledging your progress boosts your confidence and reinforces your commitment to your goals. Moreover, you must be willing to adapt your goals as you grow. As you progress along your self-improvement journey, your goals may evolve or shift as you learn more about yourself and your desires. Being flexible and open to change is crucial for long-term success. Sometimes goals that once seemed important may no longer align with your values or aspirations. It's important to reassess your goals periodically and ensure they are still relevant and meaningful to you. Flexibility allows you to remain adaptable and responsive to new opportunities, ensuring that your goals continue to inspire and motivate you. Setting meaningful and realistic goals is a powerful tool for self-improvement. Goals provide direction, focus, and a sense of purpose, helping you stay on track and make progress toward the life you desire. By breaking your goals down into smaller, manageable tasks, setting deadlines, and holding yourself accountable, you create a roadmap for success. Persistence, adaptability, and regular reflection are also key components in the process of achieving your goals. Most importantly, your goals should align with your values and passions, as this connection will fuel your motivation and keep you committed to the journey of self-improvement. By setting and working toward meaningful goals, you create the foundation for lasting personal growth and achievement. Self-awareness is one of the most profound and essential aspects of personal growth. It is the ability to observe and understand your own thoughts, emotions, behaviors, and patterns, recognizing how they shape your life and influence your decisions. At its core, self-awareness involves knowing who you are, what drives you, and how your experiences and perceptions impact your actions. This level of insight is critical for personal development because it allows you to identify areas of strength and weakness, make informed choices, and align your actions with your values and goals. Without self-awareness, it's easy to move through life on autopilot, reacting to situations rather than consciously responding to them. However, by developing self-awareness, you can take control of your life and create meaningful change. The journey to becoming more self-aware starts with the willingness to reflect on your own thoughts, feelings, and actions. It requires a deep level of introspection where you examine your life with honesty and curiosity rather than judgment. This kind of self-reflection allows you to recognize the underlying reasons for your behaviors and attitudes, which might otherwise remain hidden. When you are self-aware, you are better equipped to understand the motivations behind your action. For example, if you find yourself reacting defensively in a conversation, self-awareness enables you to identify that this behavior might be rooted in past experiences or insecurities. By recognizing this, you can choose a different response in the future, one that is more thoughtful and constructive. One of the key benefits of self-awareness is the ability to identify your strengths and weaknesses. Understanding your strengths allows you to leverage them in various aspects of your life, whether in your career, relationships, or personal pursuits. For instance, if you are aware that you are naturally good at problem solving, you can seek out opportunities that allow you to apply this skill, whether through work projects or personal challenges. On the other hand, recognizing your weaknesses provides you with the opportunity to address them and make improvements. Weaknesses are not necessarily fixed limitations, but areas where you can grow and develop. By acknowledging your weaknesses, you give yourself permission to focus on self-improvement, rather than pretending that everything is perfect. Self-awareness also plays a crucial role in emotional intelligence, which is the ability to recognize and manage your own emotions, as well as understand and influence the emotions of others. When you are self-aware, you can more easily identify when you are feeling stressed, anxious, or angry, and take proactive steps to regulate those emotions. Instead of being controlled by your emotions, you learn to respond to them in a way that is more balanced and measured. For example, if you are feeling overwhelmed, being self-aware allows you to recognize this emotion before it escalates into a negative reaction. You might then take a few deep breaths, step away from the situation, or practice grounding techniques to regain your composure. This level of emotional regulation helps you make better decisions and maintain healthier relationships. Another significant advantage of self-awareness is the ability to make conscious choices that align with your values and goals. In life, we are often faced with decisions that require us to choose between different options, each with its own set of consequences. Without self-awareness, we may make decisions based on external pressures, fleeting desires, or societal expectations, rather than on what truly matters to us. When we are self-aware, we have a clear sense of our core values and priorities, which serve as a guide when making decisions. For example, if you value personal growth and development, you may choose to pursue opportunities that challenge you and help you evolve, even if they are uncomfortable. On the other hand, if you value stability and security, you may opt for a path that provides consistency and predictability. Self-awareness allows you to make decisions that are in alignment with your authentic self, rather than reacting to external influences. Developing self-awareness also enhances your ability to form meaningful and authentic relationships. When you understand your own emotions, triggers, and boundaries, you are better able to communicate effectively with others and create deeper connections. For instance, if you are aware that you tend to shut down emotionally when faced with conflict, you can communicate this to your partner, friend, or colleague, allowing them to better understand how to approach difficult conversations with you. Likewise, when you are self-aware of your needs and boundaries, you are more likely to set healthy limits in your relationships, ensuring that you maintain a sense of balance and respect. By being honest with yourself about your emotional needs and vulnerabilities, you create the foundation for relationships built on mutual understanding and trust. Self-awareness fosters a sense of personal accountability. When you are aware of your behaviors and choices, you take responsibility for them rather than blaming others or external circumstances. This sense of accountability empowers you to take control of your life and make positive changes when necessary. Instead of playing the victim or making excuses, self-awareness encourages you to examine your role in the outcomes of your life. If something is not working, you can identify the patterns that have led to that situation and take actionable steps to correct them. For example, if you are constantly facing challenges in your career, self-awareness allows you to reflect on whether your habits, attitude, or mindset are contributing to the problem. This recognition empowers you to make intentional changes that can lead to greater success and fulfillment. Self-awareness is also critical for managing stress and maintaining mental health. When you are in tune with your thoughts and feelings, you can identify the early signs of stress or burnout and take proactive steps to manage them. For instance, you may notice that you are becoming increasingly frustrated or overwhelmed by certain tasks or situations. By being aware of these emotional signals, you can take a break, seek support, or adjust your approach before the stress becomes unmanageable. Additionally, self-awareness allows you to recognize negative thought patterns, such as self-criticism or rumination, which can contribute to anxiety and depression. By identifying these patterns, you can work to replace them with more constructive and balanced ways of thinking, ultimately improving your mental well-being. While self-awareness is a powerful tool for personal growth, it is not a destination, but a continuous process. It requires regular reflection, openness to feedback, and a willingness to examine yourself honestly. The more you practice self-awareness, the deeper your understanding of yourself will become, and the more empowered you will feel to create the life you desire. In addition, self-awareness enables you to embrace your flaws and imperfections without judgment. Instead of striving for perfection, you begin to accept yourself as you are while simultaneously working to grow and improve. This acceptance fosters a sense of peace and contentment, knowing that you are on a path of continuous development rather than seeking to meet external standards or expectations. Ultimately, self-awareness is a key driver of personal transformation. It lays the groundwork for making intentional changes in your life and helps you cultivate the mindset and habits necessary to achieve your goals. Whether you are striving for greater success in your career, improving your relationships, or seeking a deeper sense of fulfillment, self-awareness is the first step toward meaningful growth. By taking the time to understand yourself and your desires, you empower yourself to create the life you truly want, one that is guided by authenticity, purpose, and intentional action. The power of consistency is one of the most underestimated forces in personal development. We often hear stories of overnight successes or individuals who have achieved extraordinary feats in a short amount of time, and we may believe that success is a result of a sudden burst of brilliance or luck. However, the truth is that sustained success is rarely a product of a single moment of inspiration or hard work. Instead, it is the result of small, consistent actions taken over time that build momentum and lead to remarkable transformations. Consistency is the bridge between goals and accomplishment, and it's this consistent effort, day after day, that ultimately leads to mastery, achievement, and long-lasting success. When we talk about consistency, we are referring to the practice of showing up for ourselves and our goals regularly, regardless of the obstacles, distractions, or difficulties that may arise. It is the ability to stick to a routine, a plan, or a set of principles, even when motivation wanes or when immediate results are not visible. Consistency is not about perfection, it's about persistence. It's about continuing to make progress, even if that progress is incremental. Over time, these small, consistent steps compound and lead to significant changes, whether in our personal lives, careers, or relationships. The key to success, therefore, is not in the grandiose moments of inspiration or intense effort, but in the quiet, consistent actions that are taken each and every day. The power of consistency is evident in many areas of life. One of the most obvious examples is in the realm of fitness and health. Many people start a workout routine with great enthusiasm only to fall off track after a few weeks or months when they don't see immediate results. The reason many people struggle with fitness goals is that they expect rapid transformations and become discouraged when results don't come quickly enough. However, the people who see lasting success in their health and fitness journeys are those who commit to consistency over time. They may not see dramatic changes overnight, but by showing up every day and putting in the work, they build habits that lead to long-term success. Whether it's going for a run, lifting weights, or eating healthy, the key is showing up and making those small, consistent choices day in and day out. The same principle applies to other areas of life, including career success, learning new skills, and even relationships. When it comes to professional development, success rarely happens overnight. Achieving your career goals requires consistent effort, whether it's mastering new skills, networking with colleagues, or delivering excellent work. The individuals who rise to the top in their careers are often those who have put in years of consistent effort, gradually building their expertise, reputation, and network. They don't expect to be successful instantly, but they understand that success is the result of persistent and consistent effort over time. Likewise, the process of learning a new skill, such as a language or musical instrument, requires consistent practice. You won't become fluent in a new language after a few lessons, and you won't be able to play a complicated piece of music after just 1 week of practice. However, through consistent effort, day by day, the progress you make will add up. Eventually, your small daily actions will lead to significant improvements, even if they don't seem noticeable in the short term. Consistency also plays a critical role in building and maintaining healthy relationships. In relationships, whether with family, friends, or romantic partners, showing up consistently is crucial. It's the little acts of kindness, attention, and communication that strengthen bonds over time. Saying, "I love you" every day, making time for your loved ones, or simply being present and attentive are consistent actions that create a strong foundation for any relationship. It's easy to take relationships for granted when things are going well, but the most enduring relationships are those where both parties are committed to showing up and nurturing the connection over time. Consistency in relationships builds trust, emotional intimacy, and a sense of security. When both individuals are consistent in their efforts to support, understand, and appreciate each other, the relationship becomes a source of mutual growth and fulfillment. The concept of consistency is also deeply tied to the idea of self-discipline. It takes discipline to show up consistently, especially when external circumstances are not ideal. It's easy to get distracted by the hustle and bustle of daily life or to put things off when we don't feel like it. However, the ability to stay consistent, even when motivation is low or when challenges arise, is what separates those who succeed from those who give up. Discipline is the ability to stick to your plan and continue working toward your goals, even when you don't feel like it or when things get tough. It's the practice of making the right decisions consistently, even when it's not the easiest path. Building this discipline requires making small, everyday choices that align with your long-term vision, even when those choices may not be the most appealing in the moment. Another aspect of consistency is its role in creating habits. Habits are the foundation of our daily lives, and they are formed through consistent repetition over time. When we repeatedly engage in a behavior, it becomes ingrained in our routines and eventually becomes second nature. Whether it's waking up early, exercising, reading, or working on a personal project, the more consistently we perform these behaviors, the more automatic they become. The key to developing good habits is repetition. It's not about doing something perfectly, it's about doing it regularly. As we engage in positive behaviors consistently, we start to see the benefits over time. Just as unhealthy habits can negatively affect our lives, positive habits can lead to improved well-being, greater productivity, and a stronger sense of accomplishment. In many ways, consistency is the antidote to perfectionism. Perfectionism can be paralyzing because it creates an unrealistic standard of excellence that is difficult, if not impossible, to achieve. It can lead to procrastination, self-doubt, and a constant feeling of inadequacy. In contrast, consistency allows us to make progress, even if we don't get everything right the first time. When we focus on the process of consistently improving, rather than on achieving perfection, we reduce the pressure we place on ourselves. This shift in mindset allows us to focus on growth rather than on achieving an unattainable ideal. The results of consistency are not always immediately visible, but they compound over time. Just as small deposits in a bank account accumulate interest, small, consistent actions in our lives accumulate to produce significant results. It's easy to get discouraged when we don't see instant results, but it's important to remember that consistency is about long-term growth. Success is not an overnight phenomenon. It is the result of daily, consistent effort. Whether it's a fitness goal, a career aspiration, or a personal dream, the key to achieving it is showing up and doing the work every single day. The power of consistency lies in its ability to create momentum, build habits, and transform our lives in ways that we may not fully realize until we look back and see how far we've come. Success is not an event, it's a journey. And consistency is the fuel that drives that journey forward. Personal accountability is one of the most powerful concepts that anyone can adopt in their journey towards success. It is the foundation of personal growth, self-improvement, and the ability to create lasting change in our lives. When we take personal accountability, we take full responsibility for our actions, decisions, and outcomes, regardless of external circumstances or the behavior of others. This mindset is not about blame or guilt, but about recognizing our power to shape our lives through the choices we make every day. It is about acknowledging that while we cannot control everything that happens to us, we can control how we respond to those situations. Personal accountability empowers us to take ownership of our lives. And in doing so, it enables us to live with purpose, integrity, and confidence. At its core, personal accountability means being honest with ourselves about our actions and their consequences. It requires us to recognize that our decisions, both big and small, have an impact on our lives and the lives of others. When we take responsibility for our actions, we acknowledge that we are the architects of our own futures. Whether we are facing challenges, setbacks, or failures, personal accountability means that we don't blame others or external circumstances for our situations. Instead, we look inward, evaluate our decisions, and take responsibility for what we can control. This doesn't mean that everything that happens to us is our fault, but it does mean that we have the power to choose how we respond to challenges and to learn from them. The power of personal accountability lies in its ability to foster self-awareness and self-discipline. When we are accountable to ourselves, we develop a deeper understanding of our values, priorities, and goals. We are more mindful of the choices we make and how they align with our long-term vision. This self-awareness is crucial for making informed decisions that support our personal and professional growth. Moreover, personal accountability encourages us to take consistent action toward our goals, even when faced with obstacles or distractions. It cultivates a sense of discipline, where we commit to doing the necessary work day in and day out, without making excuses or looking for shortcuts. The more accountable we are to ourselves, the more likely we are to follow through on our commitments and achieve the success we desire. Taking personal accountability also involves being proactive rather than reactive in our approach to life. When we are reactive, we allow external circumstances to dictate our responses and often find ourselves at the mercy of situations beyond our control. For example, if we experience a setback at work, a reactive person may blame the company, the economy, or their colleagues for their failure, allowing these external factors to define their reality. On the other hand, a person who practices personal accountability takes ownership of their actions and seeks ways to improve. They ask themselves what they could have done differently to avoid the setback or how they can adjust their approach moving forward. By being proactive, they empower themselves to take charge of their circumstances and make decisions that lead to positive outcomes. Personal accountability also plays a crucial role in building trust and credibility with others. When we are accountable for our actions, we demonstrate integrity and reliability, qualities that are essential for strong relationships, both personally and professionally. People trust individuals who take responsibility for their behavior and are honest about their mistakes. When we admit our errors and take steps to correct them, we show humility and a willingness to grow. This openness fosters respect and admiration from others, creating a foundation of trust that is vital for collaboration, teamwork, and meaningful connections. In contrast, when we avoid accountability and blame others for our shortcomings, we erode trust and damage relationships. In addition to building trust, personal accountability helps us navigate challenges and setbacks with resilience. Life is full of unexpected obstacles, and it's easy to become discouraged or frustrated when things don't go as planned. However, when we take personal accountability, We approach challenges as opportunities for growth and learning. Instead of giving up or blaming others, we focus on what we can control and take actionable steps to move forward. This mindset allows us to bounce back from adversity more quickly and with greater strength. It encourages us to view failures not as permanent roadblocks, but as stepping stones on the path to success. Each setback becomes a lesson, and each lesson brings us closer to our goals. Personal accountability is also a powerful tool for overcoming procrastination and staying focused on our objectives. It's easy to put off tasks, especially when they seem overwhelming or difficult. However, when we take personal accountability, we hold ourselves accountable for completing our responsibilities and staying on track. We recognize that procrastination only delays our progress and prevents us from achieving our goals. By committing to taking consistent action, even in the face of challenges or discomfort, we make steady progress and build momentum toward success. Personal accountability helps us resist the temptation to procrastinate by reminding us of the importance of our long-term goals and the satisfaction that comes from following through on our commitments. Another significant benefit of personal accountability is that it empowers us to set and achieve our goals. When we take responsibility for our lives, we become clear about our aspirations and actively work toward realizing them. We don't wait for external factors to change or for someone else to make things happen for us. Instead, we set specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound, smart goals and create actionable plans to achieve them. Personal accountability involves tracking our progress, making adjustments when necessary, and celebrating our achievements along the way. By holding ourselves accountable for our goals, we ensure that we are consistently taking steps in the right direction and making progress toward our desired outcomes. While personal accountability is essential for success, it is important to recognize that it is not always easy to practice. It requires courage, honesty, and a willingness to confront our own shortcomings. It can be uncomfortable to admit our mistakes and face the consequences of our actions. But this discomfort is a necessary part of the growth process. Personal accountability involves taking ownership not only of our successes, but also of our failures. It means accepting responsibility for the choices we make, even when the outcome is not what we hoped for. This level of maturity and self-reflection is what ultimately enables us to grow, evolve, and become better versions of ourselves. One of the most powerful aspects of personal accountability is that it is a lifelong journey. It is not something that we achieve once and then forget about. Rather, it is a continuous process of self-awareness, growth, and improvement. As we move through life, we will encounter new challenges, make new decisions, and experience both successes and failures. Personal accountability is what allows us to adapt, learn, and evolve with each experience. It is the key to unlocking our full potential and living a life that is aligned with our values and purpose. Personal accountability is about recognizing that we have the power to shape our own destiny. We may not be able to control every aspect of our lives, but we can control how we respond to the circumstances we face. By taking responsibility for our actions, our choices, and our outcomes, we empower ourselves to create the life we desire. Personal accountability is the foundation of success, resilience, and growth, and it is a mindset that can transform our lives in profound and meaningful ways. The importance of a positive mindset cannot be overstated when it comes to achieving success, overcoming challenges, and improving one's life. A positive mindset is not about ignoring reality or pretending that everything is always perfect. Instead, it's about approaching life with optimism, resilience, and the belief that you have the ability to handle whatever comes your way. It's a mindset that focuses on possibilities rather than limitations and sees challenges as opportunities for growth. This attitude is essential not only for achieving success in our personal and professional lives, but also for maintaining mental health, emotional well-being, and physical vitality. A positive mindset begins with the way we view ourselves and the world around us. How we perceive ourselves has a significant impact on how we navigate life. If we constantly view ourselves as incapable or undeserving of success, we are likely to limit our potential and miss out on opportunities. However, when we shift our mindset and believe in our own abilities and worth, we open ourselves up to endless possibilities. This shift can begin with small, intentional changes in the way we think and speak to ourselves. Instead of focusing on our flaws and shortcomings, we can focus on our strengths and successes. This positive self-talk helps to reinforce our belief in our ability to succeed and overcome obstacles. One of the most important aspects of cultivating a positive mindset is the ability to embrace challenges and setbacks. Life is full of obstacles, and no one is immune to difficulties or failure. However, individuals with a positive mindset view setbacks as temporary and solvable. They do not see failure as a reflection of their worth or ability, but as an opportunity to learn and grow. This perspective is crucial because it helps us maintain our motivation and focus even when things do not go as planned. Instead of giving up or getting discouraged, a positive mindset encourages us to keep going, adjust our approach, and persevere. The ability to view challenges in a constructive way allows us to stay on course. No matter how difficult the journey may seem, a positive mindset also involves being grateful for the present moment. Gratitude is a powerful tool that can shift our focus from what we lack to what we have. When we cultivate a sense of gratitude, we train our minds to appreciate the good in our lives, no matter how small it may seem. This shift in focus can have a profound impact on our mental and emotional health. Studies have shown that practicing gratitude regularly can reduce stress, improve mood, and even enhance physical health. When we take the time to acknowledge and appreciate the positive aspects of our lives, we naturally create a more positive mindset. We begin to see life as a series of blessings and opportunities rather than a series of obstacles to overcome. Moreover, a positive mindset fosters resilience, the ability to bounce back from adversity. Resilience is essential for navigating the ups and downs of life. Those with a positive mindset tend to be more resilient because they approach difficulties with a solution-oriented attitude. Instead of focusing on the problem, they focus on the solution. They ask themselves, what can I do to change the situation? Or how can I grow from this experience? This proactive approach helps them bounce back faster and stronger, ready to face the next challenge that comes their way. Resilience is not about avoiding difficulties, but about developing the strength to endure them and emerge stronger on the other side. Another key component of a positive mindset is the practice of self-compassion. My personal trip makes better. So Derek started off our positive mindset in that mistakes are a natural part of life and very easy to actually forget, and so forth, to be kind and forgiving toward ourselves, just as we would be toward a friend. When we make a mistake or face a setback, self-compassion allows us to recognize that we are human and that mistakes are a natural part of life. Rather than berating ourselves for our shortcomings, we can offer ourselves encouragement and understanding, which ultimately helps us learn from the experience and move forward with greater confidence. A positive mindset also plays a crucial role in our relationships with others. People who maintain a positive attitude tend to attract other positive individuals. Optimism is contagious, and when we radiate positivity, we create an environment where others feel supported, encouraged, and motivated to be their best selves. By focusing on the good in others and offering encouragement, we strengthen our relationships and build trust and rapport. A positive mindset allows us to approach interactions with empathy and understanding, fostering stronger, more meaningful connections with the people around us. This, in turn, enhances our social support system, which is essential for emotional well-being and mental health. Having a positive mindset helps us become more goal-oriented and proactive in achieving our dreams. When we approach life with optimism and a belief in our ability to succeed, we are more likely to set and pursue meaningful goals. We see our goals as achievable and worth striving for, and we take the necessary steps to turn our dreams into reality. A positive mindset provides the motivation and energy needed to take action, even when the path to success is not immediately clear. Instead of feeling overwhelmed or defeated by challenges, we feel empowered to keep moving forward and take the necessary steps to achieve our goals. One of the most significant benefits of a positive mindset is its impact on physical health. Research has shown that individuals with a positive outlook on life tend to have lower levels of stress, reduced risk of chronic illness, and better overall health. This is because positive thinking reduces the body's stress response, which can lead to a variety of health problems, including heart disease, digestive issues, and a weakened immune system. By maintaining a positive mindset, we can lower our stress levels, which in turn promotes better physical health. Furthermore, when we approach life with optimism, we are more likely to engage in healthy habits, such as exercising regularly, eating nutritious foods, and getting enough sleep, all of which contribute to better physical well-being. Another advantage of cultivating a positive mindset is its effect on our ability to handle uncertainty and change. Life is unpredictable, and we cannot always control what happens to us. In due processing, we are more adaptable and flexible in the face of change. Instead of resisting change or fearing the unknown, they view change as an opportunity for growth and new experiences. This flexibility allows them to navigate life's uncertainties with ease and confidence, trusting that they can handle whatever comes their way. When we embrace change with a positive mindset, we not only become more resilient, but also more open to new possibilities. A positive mindset also encourages us to focus on solutions rather than problems. When we encounter obstacles, it's easy to get caught up in the problem and feel overwhelmed. However, a positive mindset shifts our focus to finding solutions. Instead of dwelling on what went wrong, we focus on what we can do to fix the situation and move forward. This solution-oriented mindset helps us stay calm and focused, even in challenging situations. By consistently focusing on solutions, we increase our chances of success and minimize the impact of setbacks. A positive mindset is about making the decision to look at life through a lens of possibility and growth. It's about choosing to believe that we have the power to shape our future, and that, no matter what challenges we face, we can always learn, adapt, and improve. By cultivating a positive mindset, we create a foundation for success, resilience, and happiness. It may not always be easy, but with practice, anyone can develop a mindset that helps them thrive in all areas of life. The power of a positive mindset is truly transformative. And it's a mindset that anyone can embrace to create a more fulfilling and meaningful life.